Hey everyone, I'm Adam here from BoLS Souls with
Drake from Dragon's Lair Comics and Fantasy.
Today we have Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay.
Yeah, the 4th edition.
So Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay, this is the brand new edition, right? This is the fourth edition now, right?
4th edition.
Fourth
Just got the
edition.
books in.
Yes.
We are back in the old world. It is Warhammer Fantasy, not Age of Sigmar
That's
RPG.
Yep.
Karl Franz is still Emperor
Yep.
Man. The Beastman is still marauding. I think Archaon's out there, but that is way above your pay grade as a hero of the Empire.
That's true. So this is the 4th edition of the game. This is the game that had careers and different options and stuff like that for all you Warhammer Fantasy fans out there. This one is actually, again, Games Workshop aimed in partnership with Crucible 7, if I believe.
Cubicle 7.
Cubicle 7, thank you. And
So that is a cool name as well.
Crucible, yeah. It is Cubicle 7, excuse me. So yeah, they've revamped some stuff. Again, brand new edition. I'm really excited about it because I have played previous versions of this before, and it definitely captures the grimdark feel of the old world. So.
I have flipped through it a little bit. It definitely feels just as terrifying.
Oh, it is.
It is.
Yeah.
As far as like, you're gonna die.
You're gonna die.
That's
Yeah.
okay.
Yep. You're gonna die, and maybe you might even come back, but you're gonna die. So let's go ahead and dive on into Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay. Pretty excited.
Yeah.
It's got some cool stuff in it. That's the back of the book, but it's a tome.
Yeah, it's hefty.
There's a lot of stuff in here. The setting of the game is the old world, but predominantly you're going to be in the Reichland. So if you remember your old geography, this is the old world. This is the Empire here, and then zoom in on the Empire, and then you zoom in on Reichland, which I believe is in the middle.
Southwest or west southwest.
Yeah, right here. There it is.
There we go.
And so you're going to get this area.
Which is
Reichenwald.
still pretty dense.
Yeah, it's very dense. You can see from here is this area all blown up.
Alter, Karaberg.
Yep.
The Wald.
Yeah. The Reichwald is a big forest. So anyway, and then they
All
also
these
have
names
the
of
year. If you have your old Warhammer Fantasy books, there is actually a timeline that you can look up. This is the Reichland year 2510.
A bit more context.
Post of the reign of Sigmar. Here's the table of contents. A lot of stuff going on in this book. This is not only just a roleplay system, but it's also going to be your Dungeon Master guide, your bestiary, all that fun stuff.
Yeah, your world book.
Yeah.
Your magic tome.
Yeah, a lot of stuff in here. The way the game works too is it's based off of like a job career system. So you have classes and careers, and basically have a starting class or starting career, and then you can advance in that and do other stuff. Character creation's in here, all the skills and stuff like that, how to play the game, the actual rules, what happens in between the adventures. So like, how do you spend money? How do I survive day to day between slaying monsters or not dying?
Yeah. Rolling through downtime in a non-tedious kind of way.
Yeah, and then it gets into the history of kind of the old world and religion and beliefs, and then of course, like Rick pointed out, all the fun magic stuff. So we're not going to go page by page. We're going to flip through some of the important stuff here.
Gorgeous art.
Yeah, a lot of cool stuff in terms of like just to read.
Very detailed depictions of the Empire.
Yeah. Have an amethyst mage here running around with a dwarf slayer. It looks like, a witch hunter, and
Unlikely of friends.
Yeah, but kind of goes through kind of a short story there, kind of
The
in
law.
character. Yeah. Character creation here. If you want to roll randomly, it's got charts for all that stuff.
Yeah.
This is going to be very familiar to folks who played the original editions of this game, previous editions, not original, but previous editions of this game, just kind of updated and cleaned up for you for a new way to go. So yeah, you have your starting class or your overall class. So for instance, start with an academic. That's my class. My career, my specialty becomes either apothecary, engineer, lawyer, nun, physician, priest, scholar, wizard. And that goes on throughout the entirety of,
Yeah, and so it's based on what race you are. It weighs the odds of you getting one class and career over another.
Yeah.
And I like that a lot.
Yeah. Now, you can pick if you don't want to roll, but
Yeah, of course.
if you want to randomize, go for it. But that's all in the character creation. You guys can decide how you want to do that. Again, it goes through careers and what the different careers are and just everything like that. Fate, fortune, and resilience and all that stuff. Fate is used to manipulate things. The stats on the game are going to be very similar to anybody that's played the tabletop version of this. So you still have your weapon skill, ballistic skill, your movement stat. Then you've got your toughness, initiative, agility, which is different than initiative, dexterity in addition to agility, intelligence, willpower, and fellowship. And again, your wounds as well. So it's just a different... Honestly, it reminds me a lot of Rogue Trader with the additional stats and how the game kind of plays through how that works. Moving through here, there's name generators, party. We're going to skip ahead a little bit here. I want to show off some of the classes. So here we start with an artist, and you can kind of see their advancing scheme when they level up, how that works, their career path, and kind of like, again, you wouldn't think that like artists would be great for combat, but they can still be okay at combat.
Yeah.
So just because you're one of these classes that you wouldn't assume is a combat monkey doesn't mean you're helpless either. So there's a lot of cool stuff here. They do a lot of different...
Oh, God.
There's a rat catcher. I love the art in this game, too. But, yeah, rat catchers get some special abilities. Don't diss the rat catchers, my friend.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So, yeah, there's just a ton of cool stuff. Yeah, wizards. Magic is deadly.
And dangerous.
It can backfire. It's the old world.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So, yeah, just witch and cavalryman. And it's just a lot of different classes and stuff like that. Then you get into different talents. Yeah. We're not going to get into all this stuff here, but... Options, progression.
Very cool.
More options. Yeah.
I like the depth a lot. It's definitely kind of... I feel like this is in stark contrast to what we've seen, what it looks like Wrath of Glory is doing, what 5th edition D&D has done, which, don't get me wrong, love it to death. But there's definitely a streamlining, and there's definitely make an accessibility factor going towards it. This seems to be almost deliberately kind of resisting that, where this looks like older RPGs. It evokes a lot more of this really kind of crunchy, really dense sort of system that a lot of people like, and I do enjoy that as well.
Right.
So it's definitely interesting, and I think that it's good for them to do this so that it stands out on its own, especially compared to the absolute work phenomenon that is the 5th edition D&D right now.
Right. This game is very, very different from that. So if you know, and I think Drake's got a point. There's enough room for both.
Exactly.
You can play both games and like them both. It's okay to like other things, folks.
And multiple things at the same time.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of the stuff I believe is off of percentage checks too. So
a lot of D100s.
D100 checks.
Got to use those percentile dice at some point.
Yeah, D10s.
You've all got them. Might as well use them.
Yeah. So it's pretty cool. It's an interesting system. These are just the core rules. We're not going to go over how to play because that's another hour-long video over how to break everything down. But there's just a lot of different effects. And like to Jerk's point, it is very dense.
Yeah.
But it's intentionally, and it's actually dense in a really well done kind of way.
It's very thorough. Like it covers everything very specifically and discreetly, which I also approve, and what I think that lends itself well to having to a one book kind of game, at least at launch. Like you have everything that you need can be found in here and is accessible, whether you are playing or running the game.
Right. And there's just a lot to go through here. If you're a lore junkie as well, oh man, there's so much here. That this whole religion and belief section is just chock full of interesting tidbits here. The magic section as well goes over the different lores. Again, the winds of magic and the old world and all that fun stuff, and how that interacts. Yeah, it's crazy. And then I believe you actually get a sample kind of, not adventure, but like
a module or a encounter.
It's like a sample world. It talks about Reichland. This whole section is just all Reichland.
I see.
You could totally run a game out of this based on this stuff. So, which is what the intention is. So, you get all that fun stuff. But and then of course monsters.
Bestiary, which I was very to see the goat boys, the beastmen.
Yep,
featured very prominently in there.
Oh yeah, but this game is a love letter to classic Warhammer fantasy roleplay. It is that game updated, modernized with brand new book that you can actually buy. So
yeah, right. That is accessible in print.
Yeah, but if you're looking for a different kind of RPG set in the old world, this is for you. So yeah, pretty cool. Top out for a really fast recap. Well, that was Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay. I can't believe it. It's back finally.
Yeah, we're back in the old world.
Back in the old world, yeah. It's exciting. Let's go ahead and crunch the numbers on this one real fast. This is an RPG, so playtime's going to vary, probably typical sessions.
Yeah,
like
a couple hours. However
hours.
much time you want to set aside.
Absolutely. Number of players, totally up to your group.
Yeah, you need a DM and a player.
At least one.
And then a party up to 6 or more if you're feeling very adventurous.
You are feeling like you can handle it. Yeah.
You do a gauntlet with 8 people. Somebody dies, somebody else subs in. That's always fun.
There you go. That's an adventure idea right there, folks. But yeah, it's in stores right now. What's the price point on this one?
$59.99.
Yep, $60. You get the whole thing.
Yep, and then there's the core book. As we saw, it has all the player stuff, all the DM stuff, setting, monsters. It's all in here.
Absolutely. You could probably only need like 1 or 2 of these for your game group. Probably 1 for the DM and 1 or 2 for the players, depending on how many players you don't mind sharing, of course. But yeah, it's a really cool game, and it just builds on the foundation of the previous versions of this. So if you like the old ones, you'll probably like this one too. So go check it out. I'm Adam here from BoLS.
And I'm Drake with Dragons on Comics and Fantasy.
And this has been another Tabletop Spotlight. Thanks again for watching. Tabletop Spotlight, brought to you by Dragon's Lair Comics and Fantasy. Click to subscribe. Check out more videos. And thanks for watching.